This success journey is one of the most important success journey I have ever recorded. And there are multiple reasons for that. The first thing is that today I'm recording the success journey of my mentor. I'm recording the success journey of that person for whom I owe a lot. One of the reason he has always motivated me when there was nobody and I was kind of afraid. I still remember there are multiple occasions that has happened and I'm really glad. And God has given us honor, both to me and Mr. Sami, that we were able to work with our mentor. We were able to work with someone who actually is like a father figures to us, who has taken both my hand and Mr. Sami hand. And when we needed the most, and I have to say that the most, he was always there. He put us a shelter on us when we needed the support. And I'm very happy to say that we were able to add value in his journey. God has given us that blessing that we were able to add 2 cents into his beautiful journey. So I would like to congratulate Iftikhar sir for clearing PgMP program management certification. Sir, how you did it? It is beyond my understanding. You have such a busy schedule. Like people say that they are project manager. We know you are senior program manager, and so many things because we have observed it. We have seen your schedule. I know how you did PMP, but can you share with us how you did the entire program management certification?
First of all, Amir and Sunny Saab, thank you very much for uh, what I can say is a real motivation and support that you have extended towards me, and your kind words are uh, are making me speechless. Thank you very much. You have you have stated a lot about me, but in actual, I am really proud to work with both of you, and I can say without hesitation that you are and you are the best of my team. And I always, as you can relate it, that I always encourage the teamwork and participative type of collaboration. So that was the real essence of our success, which was indeed a great. And I must mention that we were really appreciated in the organization what we did, and because of your efforts, Samir, we got the global safety award, and because of surely Sami's efforts. Uh, so, and it is also a moment of pride that you are working with a team, you are collaborating, you are learning from each other, and then you come into a formal learning process, which is great, which is really great. So I was not expecting that I will do it so easily, but Samis have made it extremely easy for me. And I told him that I am always following him. He is leading in this mentorship, and he is always encouraging and supporting. And your support, your encouragement, and your motivation was great, very great. And I remember a few months back when I asked what should I do next, and you said you should do PGMP. And I was thinking, no, will I be able to do that? Because it's kind of a schedule, and it's kind of busyness, and also the age factor. That would I be able to do that or not? It was circling in my mind for several weeks, and it's, finally it's it's I'm speechless that I did it because of your support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Mr. Sami, if you would like to add something, how the entire journey, because you were leading the entire, I only talked on the last day, so you were we are driving the entire journey, please.
No, it was
Yes,
an amazing
as we
journey.
said that first of all, uh, very grateful, and it was one of the most toughest job even for me to how to discuss and how to teach our own mentor. So, but I think that I implemented the same technique what Mr. Iftikhar has told to me how to teach others. I implemented the same technique on him, how to make the things easy, because everybody knows that difficult job is very easy to say I cannot do it, but if we make it easy and present it in a way that other person understands, then I think that is the best thing that we achieved together, and how that was made easy for Mr. Ifkhar especially. And I will also like to say that the customization of the roadmap is most essential. We cannot implement the same technique or the same roadmap for every individual, because everyone has a different schedule, and how somebody will focus on the mocks, how somebody is a book reader. Like Amit always says that somebody is a good listener, somebody is a good reader. So in case of Mr. Iftikhar, we started his journey on 3rd of December, and we in the beginning, as his English skills and other technical skills are very good, so it was very fine. We started on 3rd of December, and then in mid of December we were ready with the application. So that was the first part, and I still remember in the beginning, Mr. Iftikhar said that if you will say I will write 5,000 words, application is not a problem. But because he's very strong in documentation, so I think that was not so tough part for that. But then coming to the mocks, then and the starting the things, then the situation started more and more tough for him. But then Mr. Kha, you please explain how we move forward from the application part.
Yeah, it is really a good example that what we did practically to cover up this course. So I remember I talked to you in December, and I was a little bit feeling empty. So I was thinking that in 2 3 weeks there will be end of the year and Christmas holidays, and I have not planned anything for that. So let's do something. So I asked you what should I do, and you immediately, without any hesitation, and without even asking me, started teaching me PgMP. So I was not at that moment. I was not fully prepared to start, but your this step made me think that let's do that. And it was really amazing that even I was not fully mentally prepared. You motivated me and you pushed me into it directly. And thank you very much for that. And I was thinking that during this holiday period, when I will be free at home, I will be doing some productive work as per the clear guidelines of Mr. Amir, that we should be doing something, we should not be sitting idle. And so I was following him. So that's the reason we started it. And initially we started slowly. The application part was not that difficult, in my opinion, and I was somehow lucky that that part was cleared without any issues. And then we started with the actual coursework, which was amazing from your side. It was made so much easier to understand and to relate, that every point of it is coming into mind whenever you read. And your master sheets and your presentations and your classes, they are out of the world. They are very precise, very accurate, very much informative, and on the other hand, very much related to the exam. So keep it up. That is a great work you are doing, helping the people. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it is.
yeah, sir.
Yes.
This is such an amazing thing. For the first time, we had like 35 PGMP in last 1.5 year. First person who said the application was the easiest part. So this is such a fascinating turns of twist. I had like people with very much ingrained and book read and all those, but whoever came to like actually doing the application, they were very reluctant. And when we started discussing that you are writing application, even I said it to Mr. Sami that application will not be a challenging job at all. Only time will be a challenging, because that's a kind of a day-to-day job. And sir, Sami sir, this is the reason why actually PMI had made application challenging, because they want to test the real professionals versus those who don't have experience. You see, if you are a senior program manager or senior project manager, your real job is communication. 80 to 90,
Yeah.
but you are not actually doing planning, risk management. For that you have team. As a program manager, you sit in your office most of the time, make a strategy how to communicate effectively, and for that you do emails, letters, and all those things. And that's exactly what the application is. So that is the testimony that I really loved it, sir. Thank you for that
Yeah,
first
but
thing. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I was not worried at all about the application because you two were there to guide me, and I'm also not worried about any kind of studies and mocks and everything because you are always there to help. I was only worried when I was alone sitting in the exam and what I will do, and when I will come out, what I will say to you and to Samza, what I did, and that was my only worry. But at the end, by the grace of Allah and by your full support, I did it, and it was great that I was doing it all above target. And this was for you and because of you. Because I was only worried that if I go out, what I will say to Amir and Sami, that I have made them proud or not. So that was my worry. But yeah, it was finally happening well.
Thank you, sir.
The mocks, yeah,
Yeah.
the mocks were prepared well, and Sami Saab's special green background questions are amazing
How
in the
relevant are
preparation.
those? So how relevant are those eco and the green background question? Because I remember when we started the questions in January, you said that mocks are okay, but green background questions are going over my head. And then
Yeah,
I said to split it in and make it between.
yeah. The only thing that was a bit of concern for me was this eco, because of its unrelatable languages. So the narrations, the topics that they are covering in eco are completely different than any of the official language or official narration of any topic. So that is why I was a bit, feeling that uh, because of experience, you have a mindset always. So if you have this 15, 20 years field experience, you already are working and hands-on practicing the things on daily basis. And when you see something related to your work, and you can directly compare it in your mind what you are actually doing and what is in the book, and if it is both matching, then you are happy that this is easy for me to study. But when it is not matching with your practical work, and when it is differently explained, then you always make mistakes. And that was my worry. So whenever the question is there, I am reading it, and I am first of all by nature and by human psychology, I am going to answer the question with my experience. This should be right, but actually, mocks is you are always wrong because of these eco questions, and that was my worry. But slowly, when we started to relate it with the topic itself, and not studying it isolatedly, then we understood that there is a sense behind it. And as I mentioned to you, I somehow I figured out that whenever there is an eco question, choose the odd one out, and that will be the correct answer. So that was a yeah, shortcut. But it is at the end, after doing so many mocks and after doing those 300 questions a number of time, then you are able to correlate those ecos even. And in the exam, it was not very tough for me
But in
to figure out, yeah, to figure out, because in the preparation, this is an eco, but in the exam you cannot figure
yeah.
out whether this is eco or whether that this is a normal situational question. So, but at the end it went well. Yeah, thank you
But,
very much for
but it
guiding on
means
that
that
also.
but it means that once you do a lot of practice and you understand the tone of the question, then the real exam question becomes very easy to practice, to
Yes,
attempt.
and there is a twist, because when you do a lot of mocks, and when you do a lot of questions, you tend to create a trend in your mind.
Hmm.
So doing too many questions is also not only too many questions is also not very good, because then you create a trend, and if you are going and sitting in the exam and the questions are out of that trend, then you are not very happy. So
Hmm.
studying, relating it with the master sheet, and doing then continuously the mocks is the success. And this is what you are teaching always, what you are mentoring. So this
Sir,
is great.
let's correlate. Apart from the exam tension, is always there the anxiety, the stomach problem that always comes. And that's a natural human thing. But if we talk about the time management, since the final mocks that you did on simulator, it actually prepare you for the final day for the time management. How your time management was in the exam?
Yeah, Amir, one thing I should not tell you, but I will tell you that I have not done any mock on the simulator.
I didn't
And
know that. I didn't know that.
and I have not done any of the mock directly complete in one session. So
uh,
that was not my worry, the time management, because since my fifth grade, I was never late in my paper. So I always completed my exams at least half an hour uh, earlier than the allocated time. So I was not worried about this. But for other people, yes, it's just jokes apart. It is really a challenge, the time management, and if you are distracted somehow, uh, then it is an issue. So the real thing is not to be distracted in the paper, and not to allow any emotions to come in, because after an hour or 1.5 hour, then the emotions are coming into play, and you are thinking what I'm doing, and then your legs started hurting out of nowhere, and your mind and your ears starting sounds like something is happening. And at that moment, it was very good that I talked to you a day before, and at that moment you should take a break, and it helps, it really helps. uh,
Really?
yeah, but if you are taking out of these emotions, and if you are calm and peaceful in the exam, then in my opinion this 170 questions can be easily managed in 3 hours. And if someone is slow, then 3.5 hours are more than enough. And then the last half hour you can review the questions. And the format is really very easy, so they explain it to you how to mark it for review. And uh, so that is a helpful thing. uh, it is also good instructions from both of you to 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 understand fully the instructions. Do not skip the introduction in start of the test, because people tend to think it is useless, and we know everything, and
Hmm.
that is not the case. it is good to not to skip that and to understand what they are saying, and it also gives you a little bit of calmness and a release of anxiety, because first few minutes are always tough. Going directly into the exam is not a good idea. So this is good,
Thank
and
you.
keep on
Th-
telling
Yes.
people that
And
they
then
should
what we
not
say that
skip.
in in that period when you get the page and we tell you to write the keywords, how helpful is that when you get stressed in the exam to focus and to retrieve back to that thing?
Yeah, I was actually not starting immediately in that, but this is my
Okay.
own kind of doing things. But it is really good to brain dump at that moment because you are fresh. They have given me a kind of a whiteboard and a marker, handheld things which I could write and rub and write again. So it was not that issue, but I was during the test when I was thinking that now I am getting a little bit tired. At that moment, I started writing on the board and trying to get out of my mind so whatever happened so far in the test, and that was good, because then
Okay.
I was able to correlate the questions with the topics.
Hmm. So
Okay. So
what I'm understanding here, sir, you never use that to put the brain dump. You use it more of a doodling to get back to the focus and correlate it. So that's another
Yes,
use.
exactly.
Yeah, that's another use.
Yeah.
The first time use. So we are learning, sir, a lot from you, and I really love the calmness with which you have given exam, because I have seen people actually crying after PgMP exam that it is one page question. We could not even read half of the question. I want to share here that, sir, the first attempt success in giving the exam, not like the application thing is it like 90% applications are rejected. The first attempt clearing the exam is less than 40%, less than
Mhm.
40%, and that includes the a lot of English native speakers like people in US, Canada, Australia. I'm not talking about people those who are giving they have second or third language as English, the native speaker. So I'm really proud that the way you tackled it, and it looked like very easy now. It looked like
Yeah, it is. It is. At the end, it looks like, because one another emotional thing that comes into play when you are already almost close to 3 hours. Then you feel that now whatever happens, get rid of these questions, and that is the point when you make a lot of mistakes.
Hmm.
Because if you are left with 30 odd questions at that point, or even the review questions that you want to review. After 3 hours, you just tend to think that whatever will happen, let's go out of here and get rid of this thing. And at that point, you need to be controlling yourself and saying that whatever I have done for the last 3 4 months, this is the final 30 minutes that I need to control myself and do the best one. And
and utilize the full
that
time,
helps.
utilize the
Yes,
full time.
utilize.
And because everybody, I had the student who said that I cannot sit more than 2 hours because I have to go for smoke. I said, okay, sit 4 hours and then use 2 packs of. So that point, as I tell every student, please utilize your full 4 hours, because PMI wants you to do this attempt in 4 hours. Even you are done in 3 hours, take your time to revise it. It will not help you to leave the examination hall at that moment.
Yeah, because your emotions force you to go out at that point,
Hmm.
because it is a human nature. You cannot sit even in a movie for 3 hours continuously. So it's a human psychology. So after 3 hours, you somehow want to leave. At that time, even at that point, if you take a 2 minutes break, take a glass of water, and then it will give you a little bit of more energy. And so this is good point. Complete your 4 hours, and even you have finished in 3 hours. Revise your questions. Mark as much as questions for review later on wherever you have a doubt. mark the question and continue. Do not be stuck in one question for a longer time. So mark it, do whatever your mind is telling us in terms of options, select one and go ahead. And as I told you, most of the time I mark, I think 30 questions, 35 questions for review. And most of the time I was going with my first option that I selected during the test, during the review also. But in any case, that was a good practice to rethink about the issues. And because of that review, some of the questions that I initially marked wrong, I went back and corrected them, because after the review question, I got time to think it over it, and I was able to relate that there was another question similar to this which I marked differently, and then that was also good to compare some of the questions.
Hmm.
Okay, and sir, now coming to the coaching call, because of the time difference, Mr. Iftikhar was not able to attend live, but I am sure once I was sending the link, he was watching every coaching call. So how important is the discussion that we do in the coaching call about any particular questions when somebody makes a mistake? And if we don't do the coaching call, only giving theoretical information, how different or how beneficial is that?
This is very important aspect. This is really the crust and essence of the whole course mentorship, because whenever there is a difficulty, and as I said, people tend to answer the question based on their experiences, and when they are unable to relate those questions, so I personally I got sometimes very frustrated that what nonsense is this? Sorry for that, but why is this question answered like that? But when you listen to the others, the different prospects, and the different understanding, and the different explanation of the point, then you immediately understand, oh, so that was the reason. And it was really good. I was telling Sami Saab that whenever I was listening to the mocks review coaching calls, which was the best for me, I was thinking that maybe the people all around will mark the same questions that I am marking as difficult. But this was amazing that they were marking different questions, and that was good to relate my difficult questions to their difficult questions, and thinking that, oh, it's not the type of question or type of mocks which is difficult, it's your understanding which is making it making you feel different, because one person is marking a few questions difficult for him, the other person is not marking the same but the other questions. So that was the beauty of those coaching calls, that you can learn different perspectives, and then you can relate your understanding with other people. So it was good initiative to start reviewing the questions from the participants one by one, and understanding their way of thinking, and then relating it to actual answers. So it was, Samija, answering your question, it was a great idea. I really appreciate that, and you should continue this for the future participants also.
Yeah, sure. And sir, and one thing that, as we discussed, that you didn't read the standard, because I said that we should not, as if summarized everything on the master sheet, and then we developed the magic grid of 37 activities stating input and output. That was the summarized form. There we put those 200 pages from the standard on 3 or 4 pages. So is it enough for the exam? Because personally, what I have the experience that only reading the books will not help unless you are able to figure out the keywords what the question is asking. So the making those tables and the magic grids in a simplified form doesn't make the situation boring. What is your opinion on that?
Yeah, this is correct, because we are at a professional level, so whatever we are doing, it should be professional. So at this program management or the project management, even if you start reading the book, then you are very much theoretical and not practical. So reading the book gives you a theoretical understanding and this a lot of different situations, but practically you are facing in a, for example, if you are going for a program management, this means that you have been involved in such activities already. So practically relating your experience to the knowledge in the book uh, is the demand of PGMP. What that is what I understand. And if you are starting studying the book, means that it is a reading exercise. But when you are creating a summary of that and correlating it to your experience and the demand of actual PGMP uh, practical implementation, it gives you really a good idea to have those things summarized, and it not reading the book sometimes makes the things very much easier. If you start reading the book, then it is always, instead of 3 months, you will taking 6 months, and then you are reading a lot of details which are not related or which are not required. So it is the best practice that you have created, that summary of the you have done a great job. You studied the book, and then you have taken out the essence of that into these short master sheets and the summaries, which is a remarkable job. And actually, for the exam point of view, that is enough, because I was observing one of the aspirant who was also always reading the the book and the standard referred at the end of the question where they explain the answer, and then he is I felt that he is much more confused than myself, and because then you need to think a third dimension. So you have a one dimension of your experience, you have another dimension of the box and it's their answer and your knowledge from the summary, and you have a third dimension with the book is bringing you to the same point, but after 2 page of reading. So that is for me. It's and as Amir said in the beginning, and as you said, that the people are different. So someone want to read, someone want to listen, and someone just want to summarize. So I'm a kind of a third person. I just summarize the things and go ahead from that. So if someone is reading the book, it's good for them, but for the sake of practical PGMP and for the exam purpose, I think your summaries are more than good enough.
More than good enough. And for everyone who will be watching this, that material, that is the summary of entire PGMP, is now available. You can buy it now on PDF, and by next month you will be able to get it on Amazon. You can also order it at for you, and you can also buy the simulator. Thank you, Iftikhar Sahab. I know how busy you are, and taking out time on Friday is really something interesting. And I know it's very early. And thank you, Samir Sahab. You really made it possible, not only the entire success journey but also the time management. Like
Exactly.
I'm in EST time zone. It's 5:38 p.m. I guess, sir, it's for you it's early morning, and something entirely different with Mr. Sami. So I really appreciate that the effort Mr. Sami has put along the side. I always learn from you, Sami Saab and Iftikhar Saab. It was an honor to record your journey, and looking forward to maybe meet next time, maybe Pakistan or maybe US or maybe somewhere else. I guess Dubai would be the best co-location for all of us to celebrate success someday.
I think yes, we sometimes we should meet,
I-
plan a meetup
In
somewhere
the
in between.
in between,
Yeah, and And finally, you brought a very good point of Sami Saab. The time management is it's perfect. So I always thinking because of the different time zones. We have a 10 hours different time zone with Sami Saab, and I was always thinking that okay, this time the class will or the coaching call will not happen because it will be an odd time for Sami. But all of a sudden he is there, and early in the morning, late in the night, he is always there. So whenever uh, you think that it will be an odd time, it will not be for him. So great work done, great work done.
Yeah, that is the final question, sir. In doing the PGMP for a busy professionals like you, we discussed coaching call, we discussed everything. The most important thing on which all of our program stands, how important the follow up is.
The follow up is very important, very important, because with the time differences, I was after the exam, I was telling Sami Saab that now I am feeling very empty because I have nothing to do, because during the night, the Australian time, during the night, Sami Saab were having always coaching calls with other part of the world. And in the morning, when I am going to the office in the bus, I I watched those coaching calls, and I was, so my day was starting with that, and that was really helpful, because early in the morning when the mind is fresh, so I was watching and I was correlating this the whole idea. The follow up is very important, because the people tend to slow down, the people tend to get lazy, and all of a sudden a message beeps on your mobile, and Samisa was asking how was mock 3 and 4, have you done that, what was the result? And then I was thinking, oh my god, I am slow. I am lazy. Let's complete. And before I answer Sami Saab, I should have done that. So immediately I am starting that and doing that, and then telling Sami Saab that, yeah, this
It's
much
done.
marks I have done. Yeah, it's done, and
It's
these are the
done.
marks. And he's saying, oh great, that is very well. And but next, and immediately after that he will say, next you have to do that, and in this much time. And that was really great, very good follow up. Follow up actually makes the real motivation of the people to continue with the exam. Otherwise, sometimes you tend to feel lazy, and sometimes you are frustrated that it is difficult. But the follow up is really a simulation. It keeps you moving.
Yeah.
And I
Thank you,
think Amir,
Samisa, for that.
no, no, sir, it's our duty. I mean, just like to say one thing, like I we discussed before. Also, sending the generalized message to everyone doesn't help. This is what I have learned for
Yes,
last six
Yeah.
yeah,
months. If I
Yeah.
say
correct,
that what is
correct,
the,
correct.
if I say only what is the progress, then everybody will think, okay, the general thing. But
Yes.
being
Yes.
a mentor,
Agree,
I think
agree.
everything you have to note it down. Like I was sent the picture to Mr. Iftikhar also how I was tracking his progress on my diary. So every day I know which student is working for which mock. Then if you are very like we say tangible, or you are a specific question, what about the mock number 3? So if we say it's 70 out of 100, I know it is 55 questions, for example. He cannot say that I
Mm,
have done 70 questions. So I think this is also very important for every student or whoever mentor who is watching this video. When you are following with the students, you should actually know the actual status of the student. And then every day you have to give him per day task. This is your task for today. If you tell him,
100%.
okay, you have to do 5 mocks, and then you come back to him after 10 days, maybe he will say I've done only 2 mocks. So it
Mm.
also doesn't help to give them a big like a goal task for 3 4 days and then follow up.
Mm.
Give them short task that you
Mm.
feel can be done in 1 hour 2 hours, because everybody is a busy professional. Then give them maximum 1 hour task and ask the follow up. If it is done, then give him the next task. I
Mhm.
think that is a best approach. What I let me say, if Carl can comment on that. But if I give
yes,
you
yes.
long term, then you are on. You cannot monitor and track it.
Yeah, you are really. I don't have the words for you, but it's great. you guys are amazing. You have done, great job in understanding the psychology, the mentorship in real essence. So I
Thank
think
you, sir.
you have done a great job. You have in so young ages, mashallah, you are doing a remarkable job.
Sir, we had a benefit.
So
Yeah,
You never had that mentor which me had, which I had both of
yes.
you.
And I don't have, we don't have the, I have the mentor like Mr. Iftikhar, like the sum he said to give the executive summary. I learned from him how to present a special case to the people of which stakeholders, how you manage every stakeholder. This is the same example we're putting on every student as a stakeholder. And I think that's all. That's why I should be very proud that we had the mentorship from you. You guided us, and yes, from our side also we learned and we implemented it, because
yes,
everybody has the chance to learn from everybody. But the essence or the good practice is that how you follow, how you implement in your daily life. So thank you very much, sir, for that, to helping us with your expert opinions, giving us the guidance at every step, and teaching us how to execute the things in the real life. Thank you very
Thank you, sir.
much.
yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. And one thing I will mention, uh, there's an echo. So finally, one thing I will mention that so many people these days are doing PMP and PgMP, and for the case, for the sake of certification and for even for knowledge. But I would say that you guys have really implemented those techniques and learning even in the coaching styles. So for Sami Saab, PGMP coaching for a single person is a component, and for multiple person is the program. So he takes it as a program, and he manages it according to the techniques and skills what he has learned. So that is great. Uh, Practically implementing your knowledge and your experience into your work is really gives you great results, and this is what you are getting. Yes, Amir, I cannot hear you.
Maybe we
I
cannot hear
cannot
you
hear you.
properly.
Yeah.
It's a lot of echo.
I think we have taken too much of your time, so
No,
your system is
I
your
just,
system is
I just changed my phone. Can you hear me now?
No, yes, now is
yeah,
okay. Now
yes,
is
it's
okay.
better. It's
Maybe
better.
sometimes the expensive tools are not good. The direct
Hmm.
device voice is perfect. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the time. And we know how precious your time is. Thank you, Sami Sab. I know it's almost 12 a.m. and you are here for us. And I wish both of you best of luck. And thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much,